basically my PlayStation 4 is about to go. Just it was about to start taking off like like a helicopter. And so basically, what I am doing right now. Sorry about this, guys. Turn that back on. I'm basically making sure that I can talk to you guys. And I gotta change the music. I know I'll probably do it like once a week with this whole background music for when I'm actually drawing for you guys. Sorry, no drawing tonight. Actually, wanted to address a couple things, and please bear with me. All right, there we go. So this is pretty much of a busy weekend for me, and I'm not the type to just document all parts of my life. Basically, let me move this mic. I want to actually get up and actually show you guys some of the great things that I do when I actually draw for you guys. Obviously, you get to see the chroma key screen behind me of when I'm actually gaming and I'm streaming, and it gives me a better, like my low-tech circular cutout or things that I was doing before when I first started it. And when I say first started, I think I did a couple of beta runs of me streaming Minecraft back in October of last year or 2015. But really this year is when I've actually started picking it up. I've actually started making sure that I can actually do more streams for you guys. And I know it started off with Minecraft, and every so often I pick up that world again and start playing. I think the most success I've had from my channel is the actual drawing. I thank everybody who supported me with drawing. As you can see with the music box, you can actually see when the different websites that are working for me, or I work on whatever the hell it is. One thing that I do want to say is I like my visual that I have for my Fortnites, and I actually have them on my wall. I went and got the frames, hung them up, got them a real level where they're just touching each other. And my next go around for that would actually be having them all in a frame, one bigger picture where they're all either charging into battle or they're, I don't know. I don't know if it's a battle cry or a celebration pose. I really don't know. I actually went to the gym this morning, worked out a little bit. For you guys who watch my exercise playlist, this weekend was a needed rest. I try to do more videos throughout the week of gameplay or things of that nature, but this week was just stressful. Coming back from a vacation and going straight into Overtime situation kind of was a little bit stressful. I know we're going into holiday season, and with everyone likes the joy of being able to spend time with family, things of that nature. Man, it's hard being an adult. I'm not saying it's not rewarding to have as much freedom as I have, but it is definitely hard being an adult. But that's okay. That's some of the things that you sign up for. Um, just been enjoying a couple great things as far as podcasts or information goes. One of the things that I always want to say to people is that, and I know I made this in a short Facebook video, never stop thinking, never stop questioning why. And it's not to just be contrary or things of that nature, it's to make sure that you can actually learn, grow, and just not accept just any BS. So, this is a personal blog. I did want to take some time to let you guys know a couple of things, so bear with me while I get up and get something. A lot of people ask me, how do I get the shot of overheads? Originally it was this one when I had only one, but now I have, ta-da, a second boom mic. Here's the funny thing about it. Right now I'm using my PlayStation 9, and I actually do all of my drawings in the PlayStation Playroom, or PlayStation camera, whatever the fuck it's called. This microphone clip works great as a microphone clip, but it also works great to hold the PlayStation camera TV stand. It was ingenious. I don't say that to toot my own horn, but yeah, it was ingenious. The music that you're hearing, I actually used PlayStation Share Factory just to loop 4 pictures, and I probably can actually pull up the 20-second 4 pictures in my Capture Factory or Capture Gallery. Just loop YouTube music over it. I'm gonna put this away now.
What we do here is go back.
Now, this isn't a measurement of my penis, but this is a tower that I get and get mostly everything that I own. And I'm gonna move it up a little bit closer. I usually keep it out the way. Sorry for hitting the mic there. These are some of the games that I actually want to start doing more of. Oh yeah, that's how you get it. Oh well. Now, you see me do Just Cause 3. But some of them I really haven't gotten that much into. And for my wide open Wednesdays, I want to get into Assassin's Creed, but you guys got to let me know if I actually have it. Would you want me to do cutscenes or not? So that's just my thing. Also, Far Cry 4. I never completed the story of that one. As you can also see, I have Guitar Hero Live. And you know what pisses me off about that? And I know it's a copyright thing, but they don't let you stream. They don't let you record. It pisses me off. I'm gonna actually put this back there, guys. I actually need to get another one. So, why am I here today? I'm here because I just felt like getting on camera and saying some shit. Let's see. Just playing around also with the Share Factory or the Playroom. Yeah, we're not coloring anything. That's all we need. I know I promised this when I was doing my Facebook live stream. Just talking about a couple things. I know I tried to do it while I was streaming Kingdom Hearts earlier, but kind of got distracted from all the time. I like to think we, as a culture, America, we overwork ourselves. Why do we still have 40-hour weeks? Why don't we have a situation where we work 7-hour days, 4 days a week, and still have the ability to get paid 31 or 32 grand a year individually? And don't give me that bullshit about, well, minimum wage jobs are for, our entry-level jobs. That's crap and you know it. There's no way that if you're working full-time, which really categorized as 32 hours a week in most cases, you should be poor. And don't give me that garbage about companies need to make money and businesses need to make money. Don't give me that garbage. I've seen it long enough to know that businesses, they're always going to make money as long as their costs don't go out of control. And when I say that costs don't go out of control, the biggest cost most businesses have is not payroll. It's freaking property rental or event space or property rental. Doesn't have to do with anything with payroll. What kills me is that so many of us believe it. It makes more sense for businesses to hire more people, to pay their people well. and then to always run through the crap of people just working one job and getting fired because you don't feel like they meet the standards. God, it's just, some businesses are short-sighted. All businesses are short-sighted. What can help in their profit now? It's one of those things where it's like if they can't see past yesterday. And I'm sorry, I wish I could be more artful with it. Most people don't see, as far as planning, past what worked yesterday. Even if it didn't work 6 or 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, a lifetime ago, most people don't see past yesterday. It worked relatively well yesterday. So let's keep doing it. And I know I was on a friend's Facebook rant when they were talking about slavery in Libya, things of that nature. And people forget so easily that bad stuff happens and you don't want to repeat it. Now, our modern world, we like to think that a lot of things in our modern world have been always that way, and in truth, our modern world, Rome lasted for 1,000 years. Some lasted for hundreds of years or thousands of years. Some civilizations had power for the Greeks. You can effectively say that the Greeks themselves outlasted the Romans. Even though they were conquered by the Romans, they did outlast the Romans because the eastern part of the Roman Empire was mostly Greek. But our civilization, Western civilization, and this is not knocking it, but we have to be careful that our history is only relatively young based on the scores of the, if you want to say, 50,000 years of human history altogether. We should be careful not to live in the hubris of it's the modern age, so nothing can actually go wrong. We should also be pushing forward, always thinking, always considering, always weighing the possibilities, always weighing what's right, what's wrong. We should always be looking at this. We should always be making decisions and stop the intellectual laziness of somebody told me so, I should just believe it. And we should always weigh the rational costs of questioning things. For instance, there are stupid people that question that the earth is flat because their perception of the world is so small, or has to be so small, that they need to see it. I wish we as humans, and I say we, I'm still mortal for now. I wish we as humans didn't think on a level of so finite, so infinitesimally close and small. I wish we can actually think on a level of, God damn it, if not galaxies, at least solar systems. At least more than continental, at least more than globally. Because the old adage of we're made of stardust, that's actually true. The stuff that are inside of us are just was forged in our hearts and stars. And this is not some cosmic religion or things of that nature. But when you think of the vastness of space, the vastness of time, we don't even measure time, space in the measurement of meters or feet. We measure space in time. The visible known universe is 13.4 billion light years across. And when you think that light takes 8 minutes to come from the sun to actually reach you, that sunrise you see each morning, the distance from the sun is so much that it took 8 fucking minutes in order for that light to reach you. And that's just from the sun, the surface of the sun. I weep that we as a species, we as a race, because we're all just one human race, are so close-minded and so small that we can't see past what's in front of us. I saw an interesting video the other day, a couple of interesting videos, and I forgot what the guy's name is. I saw it in a friend's timeline that he set up a fictional meeting, and he was rapping between a rural white guy, someone who would have lived in Pennsylvania, and why he believed certain things about a culture of a black guy, and a black guy doing the same thing. And he tried to illustrate in a visual manner that, and in a lyrical manner, that it's the same building, just two different stories. And I know I said this in a past rant, freaking personal blog before. I don't believe that there's such thing as a large amount of people that's being racist. Now wait, before you think I'm talking bullshit, let me finish. I think a lot of people are intellectually lazy. It's easy for them to believe bigoted things or stereotypes so they can identify, that's not me, that's not part of my group. And a lot of things that a lot of races have is a fear. It's like in charlatans. They said certain people won't replace them. Why are you scared that certain people will replace you? But you're superior. You think you're so superior, but you're scared that other people will replace you? That's not the attitude of somebody who's superior. That's the attitude of somebody who's inferior. That's so scared and so shaken that somebody's going to get something that I can't get. The people that complain about welfare queens and lazy people, it's not that somebody's not working and getting something. It's that person who has that fear or that complaint is working hard and they're barely making it by, when they feel that somebody else isn't doing the same and is just a step under them. and I've been talking for like 12 minutes on just a rant, personal blog, whatever. It's just things that I want to get off my heart and off my mind. Going back to the work. Why do we have to work 40-hour weeks? And this is not from somebody who's lazy. This is not for somebody who just doesn't want to work. But why don't we have that time to think? Why don't we have that time to learn? Why don't we have that time to explore different passions? If you're somebody who wants to sit back with your time off and watch sports and learn every freaking stat you can about sports, you should have that free time to be able to do that. If you're somebody who wants to, and I hate guns, I hate them with a passion because it takes no effort to kill, because guns are tools for killing. And all of you people that says guns don't kill people, people kill people, that's a bastardization of Seneca's lines, because the actual wording is swords don't kill people, the people behind the swords do. That still doesn't mean that you can't kill somebody with a sword, but you don't know that. You heard it in a catchphrase. Why can't we have more time? And I even came up with a radical plan. My radical plan was, not only do we have 4-day work weeks, not only do we have 7-hour work days and get paid as if we were $30,000, $32,000 a year. Yeah, that's not just my only thing. Why don't we have a 3-week work, 1 week off? Out of the 52 weeks out of the year, you only work, you get off, do the math, 16. You don't have any vacation time. No, I'm sorry, you won't get 2 weeks of vacation. Nah, you give that up. But you do get 32 grand a year, which comes out to a little bit more than $15 an hour on a 40-hour work week. But you get that, and you only have to work 3 weeks out of the month. And when you're saying that, well, Crimson, Brian, what's going on? You're gonna have massive periods of time where people are not working. No, you actually get more people working because you have to fill those spots. And it's actually a rotating week. You know, you give up something, you actually have a rotating week. How many more people would be just, and even if they spent that time off lazing around, eating Cheetos and stroking a kitty cat, how many people would have a more enjoyable life? How many people won't be working themselves to death? How many people would actually spend the time enjoying outside? I know I'm speaking into an empty void. And hell, maybe I'm just speaking to my own limited understanding of personal enjoyment. But wouldn't that be a great world to live in? And if you're so worried about businesses have to make money, corporations need money, well, if you mandate that everyone gets this, corporations will have to naturally hire more people. More people that work, more people that have more money to spend. You've increased your customer base by, and I haven't done the numbers, but you've increased your customer base by at least a fourth to cover the extra time in working. And then you want to have these people that have to work 2 and 3 jobs. What's the benefit of having an employee that has to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet? You tell me that. What's the benefit? What, they don't have any benefits that you have to pay them for? What's the benefit of? And this is a phrase that I've been saying recently. If you work your employees to death, eventually they die. Now, I'm not trying to be some huge radical. Lord knows, I like order, I like reason, logic, and things of that nature. But what's so radical about what I was asking? Why doesn't it make sense? Who doesn't it benefit? I would say I would run for a public office with this. But I'm too smart for that. I know we as a people, it's funny, and I've actually said it too. If you look at the really smart people that made, fortunes off of not conniving or tricking or finding a great way to take advantage of an opportunity, but people that just were smart enough to build their wealth on making sure that their discoveries and things of that nature. Tesla. He was very unique with, that's the reason why we have direct current. Elon Musk, another good one. People that were truly intelligent. And it's an argument to be made that Bill Gates is intelligent. Yeah, he actually did do a couple things that,
What we do here is go back.
while be it morally gray, he still founded something that he built off of intelligent design. He still actually took a cue off of being intelligent to make stuff. And the people that's smart enough to, it's funny because here's my phrase: people who deserve power rarely want it, and people who want power rarely deserve it. And it's a realization that I came through, and God, I don't know if it's one of those phrases you hear all the time. I know the Greeks have a phrase: power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I don't know if it's one of those turns of phrases that I've actually heard that way, but it's just one of those things where if you look at, I don't know. I'm not a good speaker. I know I'm not. I'm a little bit of an introvert. Doesn't mean that I can't talk with people. It's just that I'm more relaxed in a small group of people, small setting. I don't even know why I started this channel. I know it wasn't to show off my absolute perfect gaming skills, my Kingdom Hearts playthrough today kind of would have killed that dream. But I think it's my responsibility to speak out and say, we need to think more. We need to think about shit more. Not only do we need to think about things more, we actually need to be our brother's keeper. Far be it from me to say that people in a lot of cases aren't idiots. We all are in some cases. Some more than others. But no one is above the muck of human existence that we all share. No one is so far above everything, above all that you see, that they have the right to look down on anybody. No matter what moral high ground that you think you have, or what moral authority that you think you have. If you just have that you're more in any way than anyone, as far as more morally centered or more morally superior than anyone, we've already lost the battle. When they and them are less than what you are, you've already lost the battle. Now, my friends already know that I joke about being a deity, and not in the sense of God as in the almighty superior being, but I joke about some of the gods that I can identify with. For instance, I can identify with Hermes. Important, but barely seen. Or Thoth. One in the background in Egyptian mythology that was beneficial to so many things, so many battles, but rarely got any recognition. Yet got recognition, but not as much as the great heroes. I would never want to be anyone's hero. I actually have a manga idea, not manga, but graphic novel that I want to do, and I tried so hard not to self-insert because I don't want to be that person. If the world was a story, I wouldn't want to be the hero of that story, and I would actually want to do that from what they call the second person's perspective, which is very rarely used, but to kind of give an idea. When you read a story and it's from I feel this, usually first person omniscience, meaning that you know what's going on in the main protagonist's head and they're telling their story. Or you can have it a third person omniscience or limited omniscience. You know what the person did, but you know why. Omniscience means you know what the person did is what they're thinking. Limited omniscience, you know what the person did, but not really that much of what they're thinking, but you can actually gauge it. I like to be the second person. That's kind of weird to say, but when you think of the original Conan the Barbarian, when the guy that's telling the story is actually in the story but not the main focus of the story, it was actually Mako, the magician that became his sorcerer, I guess. I would love that type of story. I've taken so much of you guys' time tonight, and I'm just rambling on at this point. We're gonna do Monday Night Smite here on YouTube. I don't know. I'm feeling like getting on doing some more gaming tonight. I think I ought to move my chair around and actually bring my comfortable chair and actually start playing some Smite. We did Kingdom Hearts streaming tonight, or this afternoon. I actually redid my hair. You guys can actually see. Got the dreads. Actually been doing the dreads for about a year. It's actually pretty fun streaming with you guys. Although I wish more of you guys would watch. I'm not gonna lie. I want to actually start going to cons and things of that nature. Just so I can, I don't know, become a real game journalist now. Still with like hate writing. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun doing this video game thing. Streaming it for you guys. Commenting and talking about some of the things that I see. And I just want to take the time to say, for everyone who's watched me, be it my drawings, or be it my poems, or be it my video game streaming, I want to take the time to thank you guys. It's actually fun. Frustrating as playing a game in front of people can be. It's actually fun when I can show some of the things that I like doing and playing. I know I released a little rant about this, but really upsetting me about the whole net neutrality thing. When the first thing that a company thinks, how do I make money off of somebody? You lost me. I work in customer service. And I know how customers are. I am not going to lie to say that all customers are always right. But I do think that when you buy something from somebody, and this goes to the way I think how we treat each other. When you're buying something from somebody, it should be a mutually beneficial agreement. They shouldn't try to screw you. You shouldn't try to screw them. You should work together to find amicable solutions, or you don't buy. I want us to actually be a society where it's not, I need to step on you to get ahead. I watch so much stuff in like social media and look at so much stuff in social media where people are demonstrably upset that somebody may be succeeding because they judge it by the standards of their own life. And they're lacking. And I won't lie and say that I've never judged myself by someone else's standards, in good or ill. I'm not gonna lie about that, because I have at times, and it didn't fill the hole. It didn't feel the desire to win, And I think that's another thing that
What
we
we do
Americans
here is
actually
go back,
are
back,
so
back, back,
focused
back,
on is winning. Being right, and that's ironic coming from me, who's somebody who's always right. But we focus on always having to win, always having to be right, always having to have the best looking argument, not necessarily the best sounding argument or the truest argument. All because we need to win. All because we need to make somebody else feel small. I'm kind of reminded with that old Hellboy's quote, Hellboy 2, the Golden Army quote about how all the races live under the tree of the Great Father, and out of all the races, humans were born with a hole in their heart that they could not fill. I beg and I implore, if you take nothing else from this video today, two things. Always focus on thinking, and always focus on helping others helps me. That's why society flourished what it actually did. Not because just it's immoral to do things that harm others. We found it was beneficial for us to work together. You not killing me not killing you, us not from stealing from each other isn't just a moral imperative, it's a survival imperative. Because in the end, if we don't kill each other, we can actually work together to do something. And I'm not talking about this old rainbow bright Sailor Moon, the power of love and friendship actually works out in the end. No, it just makes more sense not to actively be hostile to each other. Sorry, I had to breathe that for a second. How many people just listen to whatever somebody else's point is? And don't give me that bullshit about the communication. The worst thing in the world in communication is we listen to respond and not to understand. No, that's bullshit. Because in communication, yes, you respond with how does that make you feel, or why do you think that way, or why do you see things that way? Now, there is a problem with responding to be closed-minded. That is a very definite problem. Maybe that's what it is. I'm asking nuance. I'm asking for everybody to judge things based on the situation against a moral code that we all share. Maybe that's what my problem is. But it's not that I don't think we can do it. We just have to be willing to do it. Yo, guys, I gotta grab me some water. I've taken so much of your time tonight. We streamed today on a personal blog, and some of it is a little bit ranty, but I invite you guys to go to my Patreon page, support me at Crimson6062 PS4 Gaming. You can get my artwork at The Lone Sage Art on Etsy. You can follow me streaming live on Twitch, which I'm probably going to be on my hiatus, but you can actually follow me on my Facebook gaming site. I want to thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your work week, which is coming up for most of us. You guys have a good night.